very well. I think we're good.
Okay. I figured I'd start out and just give you a brief update on the sheriff. I know you, as you're aware, he had a vehicular encounter this morning. Just heard from him about half an hour before I got here, and he's been released from the hospital, home resting, recovering. Sounds just like his old self when you talk to him, and I'm sure he'll be back at it real soon. So can't keep a good man down for very long. We're here today to talk about an operation we started yesterday, continue today, actually continuing as we speak, targeting unlicensed contracting activity following the hurricane. And to tell you more about that is going to be Lieutenant Brian Henderson. That's Brian with an I. Henderson's standard spelling. And I'll turn it over to him.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I first want to acknowledge the agencies that assisted us in this operation. The Department of Business and Professional Regulations, the Daytona Beach Police Department, the State Attorney's Office for the 7th Judicial Circuit. Without them, we couldn't do this operation. We are actively still working this as we speak. As Andrew said, this is in the wake of Hurricane Irma. What we have done is we've set up a sting both on the east side and the west side of our county, where we have undercover deputies acting as either homeowners or realtors. The purpose behind that is we have found unlicensed contractors that are advertising in various social media platforms. We know in fact that they are not licensed contractors performing that work. They then come to these locations and engage with our undercover deputies and ultimately agree to fix certain items on the house or building that would require a contractor's license. As most of you know, we are still under a state of emergency issued by the governor. That is still in place, which enhances each of these crimes to felony crimes. As it stands now, we've made 8 arrests. The operation is still ongoing, and we do expect more arrests. And I'll take any questions.
What are some of the precautions that these homeowners can take to make sure that they're getting a licensed contractor?
That's a great question. We would encourage all the homeowners to use the Department of Business and Professional Regulations website. You can go onto that website and look for persons that are licensed to be contractors. You can also download their app on your phone and search it that way as well. 2 individuals I want to point out of interest. David Crabtree was issued a cease and desist order last year by the Department of Business and Professional Regulation. We caught him in this sting. So he's been told not to do it, and here he is again doing it again. He was let off with a warning last time, and now he's facing a felony charge. To also draw light to the type of people that are involved in this is some of these folks are criminals. Some of them have been to prison. Some of them have committed burglaries and thefts. One individual that we caught in this sting is on probation for credit card fraud. So for a lot of the people that are involved in this, all we want you to do is go out and get the license that you're supposed to have to do this. But there is an element of people that come to the houses that are looking for crimes of opportunity to steal things when you're not looking and do other type of crimes while they're there. So it's an element of regulating the normal people that should be out doing and fixing the houses and having the appropriate licenses. So,
how much jail time are they looking at for this?
These crimes are third-degree felonies. They'll be prosecuted by the State Attorney's Office. They're subject to 5 years in prison. That is the subject of prosecution, obviously. It's all going to depend on their criminal histories and where they score out with the criminal justice system.
You mentioned one is a repeat offender. Are there any others that were caught in a previous sting and caught again? Or
we have actually communicated with more people than we've arrested. Some of the people, in fact, we have arrested previously. Again, we are still conducting this operation as we speak. We do anticipate more arrests, and it's very likely that we may be arresting someone that we've arrested previously.
What do they say when you confront them about not having a license that they need?
The majority of them are pretty honest about it. They understand. And to put it in perspective, these aren't people that are showing up in trucks and trailers. 2 of them showed up in small SUVs with windows missing and a ladder bungee tied to the top of the car. Just to kind of paint the picture of exactly who's showing up to do these jobs.
you're saying that screams of unlicensed contractor?
I think if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. I look at that and yes, I would be asking questions. I would definitely be jumping on the DBPR website to check someone like that shows up to my house.
Are these people that are just lazy, they don't want to get the permits, or are they not able to get the permits, or they've been like banned from getting the permits, or they just...
I'm not aware of anyone that has applied for the permit and has been rejected. Being candid with you, some of the folks that we've encountered, it's very evident that they are trying to capitalize off of the hurricane. They're looking to make a quick dollar. Who knows what kind of work they're actually going to do, if they're going to do the work at all. We've fielded many calls, and we have many cases that are active right now that we're investigating because people have promised homeowners to fix their roof, to fix hurricane damage, and they ask for large amounts of money up front. They never return to make the payment. And I'm not saying that any of these people have done that, but it's likely.
Legal question. These guys generally are charged with engaging and contracting without a license and fail to secure payment workers' comp.
Correct.
Are those misdemeanor charges normally?
The contractor's charge is normally a misdemeanor, but because we're under the governor's state of emergency, it enhances to a felony. The insurance charge is always a felony, and I'll clarify that for you too. Basically what that charge entails is that if you are acting as a business or you have employees that are working for you, you're required to do two things: either get workers' comp or seek an exemption. In these cases, neither of the two happen, which is why they're charged with that crime.
Can you talk about these people are already dealing with a lot. They've been hit by this storm. Now they're having to make repairs. Who knows what else is going on? For them to take advantage of them at this kind of lowest point, that they're dealing with. Can you speak to that anymore?
Absolutely. It's unfortunate. Again, like you said, there's people who have been affected much like we have because of this storm. And you have people out there that are looking to make a quick dollar off the misery of our citizens who are dealing with missing roofs and other issues with their house. It's sad. It's sad that someone would seek out their neighbors and commit this kind of crime on them.
Have most of the victims? I would assume some of these guys have either been caught in the act or you suspect that they've tried to bilk other people. Have they gone after senior citizens in particular? Who have they been going after?
That's a great question. One of the individuals we arrested yesterday in Daytona, we literally arrested him as he was writing the quote. Within that clipboard, we found a number of other quotes with addresses. We are actively investigating that. I can tell you some of those quotes even left our county, so that speaks to the scope of where they're going, other counties, other parts of the state. That all is under investigation.
And this operation started yesterday is when this began?
It started yesterday and it will continue into the evening tonight.
Are these individuals from this area, or are they coming from the outside of the state?
Most of the individuals we arrested are from the area.
So there's a chance you actually caught these guys before they could do a lot of harm to people.
Absolutely. And we want the message to be clear. If you're in this business and you're legit, then we want you to help our citizens. If you're in this business and you're out for greed, be aware, because we're going to do this again. And it's very likely that you're going to be in contact with one of our undercover deputies, and you're going to end up in jail. Anything else? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.